Hi, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Nandito naman tayo sa Ask Me Anything Sundays. So, in One Life, for those YouTube subscribers, in One Life we have One Life, Sabado Live, and then the Ask Me Anything Sundays, which you could actually ask me anything and everything under the sun. But in cases na walang nagtatanong, I have a topic na i-discuss for the meantime kapag walang nagtanong. So, if you do have any questions, please go ahead and write down on those comments. So if you are again watching on replay, please comment #replay just to know who are the people who's watching on replay all the time. And if pwede natin i-modify yung time ng ating live. For example, most people watch like Saturday at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. Diba? Pwede nating adjust yung time natin. So yun. I just wanna take this opportunity while we're waiting for others to kumustahin kayong lahat. Anong nangyayari? Lumuluwag na ba yung ating ECQ? I think they're lifting some of the provisions but not everything. Okay, sana konting tiyaga pa and all of these will pass soon. Okay, so let's start. So for this one, the choice of maturity and character. So pag sinabi niyo bang matured, immature, or character, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun? So let's start off with a definition of maturity. So sabi nila, maturity is like bukod sa state of being matured, it's like getting or being having the full grasp or having the full potential. So for example, age or yung judgment natin, diba? We're more mature, we gained more wisdom throughout the years. So magkaiba yung growing older. We could grow old by age and growing up physically, emotionally, mentally. So yun. So it I think for me, maturity is having all those aspects all together, having all those aspects of your life na nagtutulungan sila, hindi sila labo-labo. So yung takbo ng utak mo, takbo ng isip mo, spiritually, they are in line. Okay, so yun lang ang definition ko ng maturity. But in psychology, maturity is the ability to respond to the environment of being aware of the correct time and location to behave, and when to behave and how to behave and how to act appropriately in a certain manner. I guess it also includes how to let's say react to a certain scenario or a certain stimuli. So sabi nga ni, I think it's Viktor Frankl. Hi Karen. I think it's Viktor Frankl. Sabi nga nila, is between stimuli or stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space we make the decision, and that decision will dictate our growth, and you will be free. So it dictates your growth and freedom. It runs like that. It's not the exact verbatim, but it goes like that. So there's that space. Okay, so how will you act maturely? How will you respond maturely? So that's maturity. So pagdating naman sa character, it's like the mental and moral qualities of of an individual na distinct sa kanya. So ano yung karakter mo? Ano yung mga traits mo? May it be physical or moral? Ano yun? So, what would define you? So, nagkakaroon tayo madalas sa buhay natin that we are on a limbo kung meron tayong mga decision making 'di ba? Na kailangan gawin sa buhay natin. Meron tayong merong mga time na nahaharap tayo sa sa isang pagkakataon na hindi natin alam yung gagawin. And it is because we have different set of values. Okay? At di ba sinabi ko sa inyo, pagdating sa core values, it's like prioritization. So, yung prioritization natin sa mga core values natin, hi to Tito Jojo if you're watching. So, pagdating doon sa ating mga values is nagkakatalo tayo. Parang bawa, sinabi ko sa inyo is connection. We always try to please other people. Pero if we please other people, sometimes it compromises our authenticity dun sa sarili natin. No, gusto lang nila tayo magustuhan, pero hindi naman tayo nagpapakatotoo sa sarili natin. So, alin yung mas matimbang sa inyo? Pagiging totoo sa sarili ninyo or ma-please yung ibang tao na balang araw, kapag hindi nyo na sila ma-please, mawala na rin sila. Di ba? So, yun. Okay? So, those are the most common decisions that we have to make. Pero I've listed about 9. This is one of the most popular lectures in ecology called The Choices of Maturity and Character. Okay? So, yan. Sabi nga nila is, number 1 is responsibility versus irresponsibility. So, ano nga ba yung tinatawag nating responsibility? We do make peace with our truth once we accept kung ano na yung talagang mga pinapahalagahan natin sa buhay natin or what is true for us. So, sometimes, maharap tayo sa scenario that is mahirap, or kapag if we are to blame, minsan nakakahiya, 'di ba? Nakaka-disgrace sa pamilya mo or whatever. Pero if we take responsibility for that scenario, there are downsides. So again, ang downside natin is either connection, disconnection, unity, disunity sa buhay natin. We could actually blame other people for our downfall, pero again, it's gonna be irresponsible, right? So, sa buhay natin, meron tayong mga bagay na natitaken for granted na hindi natin nagagampanan yung responsibilidad natin. Not to other people, but to ourselves. So, dun sa nakaraang buhay natin, examine yung buhay ninyo. For example, bakit ganyan ang kalagayan ng buhay mo ngayon? 'Di ba? Is it because you mess up or you made a lot of decisions, or isinisisi ninyo sa mga magulang ninyo kasi iniwanan kayo ng magulang nyo, or kasi masyadong malupit sa inyo yung magulang nyo, or nabully kayo nung bata kayo, 'di ba? Kaya ganito yung buhay ko, kaya hindi ako nakatapos ng pag-aaral kasi tinamad ako mag-aral kasi mga bully yung mga bata sa school, or sa palagay ko naman wala rin namang pupuntahan kung matatapos ko yung pag-aaral ko, so I'd rather work, 'di ba? So, or umasa kasi sa akin yung mga magulang ko, kaya dapat magtrabaho na lang ako, or iniwanan kasi ako ng mga magulang ko eh, di ba? So, who is responsible for the current situation of your life right now? Madaling mag-blame, madaling magturo kung sino ang may kasalanan sa nangyayari sa buhay nyo ngayon. But the act of being mature and the best character that you could have right now is to point those fingers closer to home. So, ang may kasalanan lang talaga sa nangyari sa buhay mo ngayon is ikaw, kasi you always had a choice. Di ba? Naipit ka dun eh. You have a choice to study, you have a choice not to mess up, you always have a choice na gawin ang mga tamang bagay sa buhay mo, but you didn't do it. So, stop blaming others and point those fingers closer to home. Tanungin niyo yung sarili ninyo. Again, kung may mga notebook kayo, you can answer this in your notebooks. What parts of your life have you consciously taken responsibility of? And what parts of your life do you still need to take responsibility of? So, meron tayong about a couple of aspects sa life natin, like social, diba? Social aspect, your physical aspect. Hi to Kia, how are you? We do have the financial aspect. If you're not taking responsibility of that yet, please try to examine all your finances, your spiritual aspect. Ayun, kung ano yung mga pinapaniwalaan ninyo, the relationship that you have in your family, ano yung mga responsible na bagay na nagagawa nyo doon, and which parts are so not so responsible or irresponsible. So isulat nyo yun. Huwag kayong magsinungaling sa notebook ninyo, because sarili nyo naman yung kausap ninyo, and no one would judge you for it. Okay, so yun. So please choose always the right thing. Responsibility versus irresponsibility. Now, the second choice that you have to make is humility versus arrogance and pride. So, madalas sa buhay natin is, yun nga, makikita natin kung saan tayo nagkamali, di ba? But, mahirap aminin na mali tayo. Why? Because we're either too arrogant or our prides are up na magpakumbaba para sabihin natin, sorry, nagkamali ako. Okay, or sorry, I made a mistake, how can I make it right? So why is it so hard for people to say sorry, diba? Or to feel sorry, or to make up for the things that they do, kasi akala nila is nakakababa ng pagkatao yan. Pero sa tingin niyo, sometimes kapag ka masyadong mataas yung pride mo, diba, or masyado kang arrogant, minsan nakakaawa din yung mga taong ganun. Like, you don't have to be up there, 'di ba? You don't have to put someone down para lang tumaas ka, or para lang matakpan yung mga pagkakamali mo. And there's nothing wrong, and you're not gonna be less of a person if you learn how to be humble, or if you're humble enough to say sorry. Second, you have to be humble enough to learn all the time. Sa lahat ng mga nangyayari sa buhay natin, is hindi tayo yung nasa pinakataas. Okay? So, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. So, there is always somebody who's going to be richer than you, somebody who's always going to be more intelligent than you, somebody who's going to be better than you. Pero all you have to do is just to do your best and be humble enough to learn. 'Di ba? Mas maganda 'yun eh, yung teachable ka pa, 'di ba? Kasi if you're teachable, there's always room for growth, and if you're not growing, gagaya ng lagi kong sinasabi, you're just decaying. Okay? So yun. Yan. So always have it's not easy to be humble. There are always times it's not really easy for me to be humble. It takes a while to really grasp on the humility part, kasi ang nasa isip ko is I've always been on top, I've always been number one, but then bumagsak pa rin ako. Why? Because I failed in displaying humility, diba? So yun. So again, you always have to be humble in yourselves. Okay? Hindi kayo ang number one, hindi kayo ang pinakamagaling. So, ayun lang. Third, okay, so that's the second. The third is slow to anger and quick to anger. Madali ba kayong magalit? Hi, Thea. So, madali ba kayong magalit or mabagal kayong magalit? 'Di ba? Ano bang nagagawa ng galit sa mundo? Merong principle na tinatawag, I really forgot what it's called, but it says that it's better to be feared than loved. Pero isipin ninyo, maganda ba yung mas maganda ba yung respect than fear? 'Di ba? Kasi magkaiba yun eh. How do you impose respect? 'Di ba? Hindi niyo naman siya pwedeng i-impose eh. So, takot lang yung nagagawa ninyo if you try to impose respect. Okay? So, sabi ko nga, it's better to be trusted and feared. Tandaan niyo, once you gain the trust of people, then if you want to do, or if you want to let them do something, they're always gonna do it. Not because they fear you, but because they trust that you're not gonna lead them elsewhere. Okay? So yun, marami sa mga tao na palaging galit, di ba? Their judgment is clouded. Sabi nga sa Godfather, never hate your enemies because they cloud your judgment. Diba? Kaya ako sa mga Godfather quotes ninyo. I'm sorry, I'm such a Godfather freak. So, ayun, never hate your enemies, they will cloud your judgment. So, anger, as the same as hate, it always clouds your judgment. Never make a decision when you're angry. Never make a decision if you have like a lot of emotion. Even if you're happy, don't make a decision with that. You just have to be calm, because in between the stimulus and response there always that space. So nobody's pressuring you to respond. Okay, so you always have to think of a response first. That's the mature way to roll. All right. So ayun, when we are slow to anger, we have more time to reflect, think, and respond more appropriately. When we respond with anger, we only defend ourselves, diba? Nagdi-defend pagka, alam niyo yun, ano niyo ba yun? Nung mga bata tayo, ako personally, pagka nahuhuli ako ng uwi sa bahay, sasabihin ko lang, huli na naman ako umuwi, bakit na ako ganito? Palagi na lang akong huling umuwi. Hi to Coaches Tin and Coach Sheena. Yan, thank you for joining me now. So yun, sasabihin ko sa lola ko, huli na naman ako umuwi, wala akong puwentang apo. May mga effect pang ganyan. Bang, bang, bang. Pero sarili ko lang yan. Sabihin lang na ako, sige, umakyat ka na, baka nagugutom ka na. So yun, it's like, pag inunahan nyo sila ng anger, di ba? It clouds your judgment. At nagiging defensive lang kayo. At lalo lang magagalit yung kaharap ninyo kapag inunahan nyo ng galit. Kung sinong unang nagalit, siya ang may karapatan magalit. Okay? I don't know where I got that from, but I got that somewhere. So, wag ninyong sasabayan. Okay? So, yun. Sabi nga nila, we don't really grow if we're quick to anger. Because we defend ourselves and we cloud our judgment from what we did wrong. So, hindi na natin alam kung ano yung ginawa nating, hindi natin, natatakpan yung judgment natin eh. Sa ibang tao, mali yun. Sa atin, hindi. So, pagka criticize nila tayo, ang nangyayari is, nagiging defensive tayo. So, magagalit na lang tayo sa kanila. Diba? So, wag tayong ganon. We always have room for criticism in our lives. Constructive criticism is really very, very good. Kasi, again, it makes us grow in maturity and character. Okay? So, ayun, are you quick to anger, or are you slow to anger, or are you a combination of both? You could write down those scenarios which you are quick to anger. San kayo mabilis mairita? Para sa mga babae, pagka meron sila, yan, mabilis silang mairita or majirita, huwag nyo isama yung hormones. Hormones aside sa pagsagot ng journal. Okay? So, yan. Write down the scenarios which you are calmer as well. And you can identify the causes or the differences between you two. So, ayun nga. Minsan, ang nangyayari, nagagalit tayo kasi nagsisinungaling yung tao. 'Di ba? Masyadong sinungaling. But, you can always have a fresh perspective. Bakit ba nagsisinungaling yung taong ito? Kasi ba magagalit ako kaagad? Or kasi ba magre-react ako differently? 'Di ba? So, tingnan natin yung mga possible scenarios na yun. You could write down a case study about yourself on what scenarios like angers you the most, or yung mga scenario that you could keep calm. So, police your thoughts, and if you feel bad, write it on the pad. I hurt my thing. Alright, so next, promoters of unity or promoters of disunity. So, sabi nga nila, kailangan, unity is always more character building than disunity. Why? Because, disregarding the people who we don't agree with, don't get on or don't like us is an easy option with life. Tandaan ninyo, kapag ayaw natin sa tao, napakadaling i-reject nila, di ba? Pero when do you develop maturity and character? If you don't like the person, but you can stand or you can honor whatever decision they make sa buhay nila. You can be with them in one room without creating chaos or disunity or a scene, di ba? Yung pwede nyo sila mapakisamahan despite differences. So, di ba mas maganda yon na pipiliin ninyo to coexist with another person even if you don't like the person, to honor that person. Remember, honor is one of the 7 pillars of a healthy relationship. 'Di ba? Parang sa mag-asawa, meron naman kayong mga ayaw sa isa't isa, 'di ba? Pero you choose to be together because you honor each other. You might not like what she's doing, but you honor her as a person kasi yun naman talaga ang dapat. Okay? So yun, we can't bury people away and live in protective bubbles. Lagi tayong may mga tao na hindi makakasundo. Bakit? Because iba-iba tayo. No, not the map is not a territory. So hindi lang kayo ang tao sa mundo. So every time makikiusap ako sa inyo, this is really really hard. But every time that sana if you will choose between unity and disunity, or I can choose the words connection and disconnection, please choose connection. Okay, at the same time be authentic with yourself. Never disregard your authenticity. Okay, so yun nga, we must confront the wrongdoings of the person, but always make sure na ipaalala sa kanila that it's not them that you're up against, but it's what's they're doing. Okay, yung mga mali nilang ginagawa. It's easy to like people who don't it's easy to like people who see eye to eye with us, 'di ba? Pero there's come a time na paragi siyang oo. Pero alamin din natin kung ano yung gusto ng isang tao. So it will also promote more unity kung malalaman natin kung talaga ba na sumasang-ayon ka ba talaga sa akin, or do you have anything to say, or do you have any suggestions that might contribute to the topic that we're talking about, diba? So yun. Okay, so collaboration is always the best. Connection versus disconnection. Plus, do not isolate yourself. Be a team player always, kasi no man is an island, and isolation is very dangerous kasi nag-create tayo ng fortress sa sarili natin. So, kinukulong lang natin yung sarili natin doon. Okay? So, again, please choose unity, be slow to anger, humility, and be responsible for your own things. I should say shit in life, but yeah, please responsible for your own shit. Okay? So, yun. That's the mature way of living. Okay. So, alam na natin yung 4 points na yon. There are a couple more, like growth seeking and pleasure seeking. So, pag sinabing pleasure seeking it's like, pleasure is an instant, it's like an instant and fleeting experience that comes and goes. Diba? Hindi siya permanent. But growth is rather a process. For people seeking pleasure, enough is never enough. Kasi gusto lang nila lagi silang high, gusto na lang nila lagi silang on top, nagsasucceed sila sa trabaho na yan, na-promote sila. It's not enough. Magtatrabaho pa sila, magpupush pa sila to grow better, na gusto pa nila ma-promote ulit. Pero once that you're on top, wala na silang pupuntahan. Anong sinasabi nila? Like, ano nang gagawin ko ngayon? I'm on top. I'm really lonely up here. Wala na ako ibang pupuntahan. So, yung pleasure is lumilipas. 'Di ba? So, maghahanap na naman tayo ng ibang pleasure. nung napupuntahan natin. And again, it comes and goes. Pero if we just enjoy the process of growing, na every day meron tayong natututunan, one day at a time may natututunan tayo, it's gonna be a very enjoyable experience. Kasi again, it expands your horizons, it lets you grow, and if you're not growing, you're simply decaying. Alam niyo na to at sana memorize niyo na to, alright? For those seeking growth, it's not the end result that they crave, but the experience in the process, kung ano yung makukuha nila. So it's not the goal, but it's the journey towards it. Okay, those seeking growth are those who step out of the victim mindset. So you're not gonna be the victim here anymore, and they take responsibility for the direction their life takes. So you will always grow, mature if you will be empowered. And how will you be empowered? Responsibility builds empowerment. Okay? So yun. So sabi ko sa inyo, interconnected tong mga values na to, and you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong with these core values. Okay? So again, sasabihin niyo, wala naman ako nung value na yan, responsibility or humility or being slow to anger, or I don't value connection at all. I promise you, you do. Pare-pareho ang human values, but it's how we prioritize them na nagkakatalo-talo tayo. Alright? So, pare-pareho lang ang human values. Again, so dun tayo sa where am I? Growth seeking and pleasure seeking. Tapos na tayo doon. Faith and fear. Okay. So, pag sinabing faith and fear, again, ang pinag-uusapan natin is always the future. Lagi tayong forward kasi yun nga, 'di ba? Yung faith is not, or the fear and faith, you can't really be afraid of something that has already happened unless iniisip niyo na mangyayari siya sa future. Okay, so faith in the life coaching context, it's not a religious concept. All right? It's like a mindset. Without faith for our futures, we live in a stable or in a state of apathy and passivity. People without faith in themselves are too afraid to step outside of their box and of their comfort zone. Okay? So, ang nangyayari is nagiging stagnant lang sila doon. They are really afraid to take the leap. And again, hindi ka mag-grow. Sabi nga nila is, sino ba nagsabi nun? I really forgot. But sabi nila that the goldfish can grow as big as its bowl or the fish bowl, di ba? So, anong ibig sabihin nun? So, mentras palaki kayo ng palaki, yung maximum potentials ninyo is palaki din ng palaki. So, kung masyado nang maliit yung space na kinaroroonan ninyo, there's no space to grow anymore. Don't forget or don't be afraid to take the leap. 'Di ba? Lumipat kayo sa ibang fishbowl, sa mas malaki, sa mas maraming may offer sa inyo. Because if you're not growing, you're just decaying. If you don't allow yourselves to grow, 'di ba? You're just gonna be stagnant and alone and lonely and full of what ifs, full of what nots. Alright? So, ayun, you should always have faith in yourselves. Go out of your comfort zone. Sabi ko nga, ganito sabi ko, pag lumipat siguro ako ng lugar, magiging ibang tao na ako. Diba? But change, it doesn't happen externally pala. Nung bumaba ako ng eroplano, dito ako sa Canada, I'm still the same person as I am. Diba? Kasi change pala, it doesn't happen externally. It happens, change is an internal experience. So, sa loob mo, ikaw magbabago. You change it, and then everything, you radiate. It's like you emit the changes that you're making in your life. Sa pagtulog mo, sa pagkain mo, sa lumalabas sa bibig mo, sa trabaho mo. You're totally a different person once you have decided to take that. So, don't be afraid to be a different person from what you are right now, because it may be that that person hasn't reached that maximum potential yet. Don't be afraid of the future. um, don't be afraid of the future, because it's not, kung may pakit man tayong mga nakaraan nun, it's in your hands para hindi siya maging equal dun sa nakaraan mo. So again, if you're doing right, like the exact same things that you're doing in the past, definitely your future is gonna be equal to your past. But if you're doing some adjustments, some improvements dun sa mga pagkakamali natin, then there is no way that your future is gonna be equal to the past. Okay? So yun lang. So, I would want to clarify myself into that. Yun. Nasa kamay niyo yun. Nasa kamay ninyo. Okay? So, it's your choice. You can ask yourself, do you take the risk and faith that things will work out for the best? Or do you tend to play it safe? Nandun lang kayo sa loob ng comfort zone nyo, which wala namang mangyaring masama dito. I've been here for like 25 years and I'm comfortable and I'm okay. Pero you're sacrificing your potential and what could have been. Okay? 7. The 7th is decisiveness versus double-mindedness. I'm not really keen to this, because faced with a lot of choices, I'm having a very hard time to decide. But it's just me. Okay, sabi ko nga, decisiveness is the first step towards personal change. You have to decide on what you want and what you don't want. Stop complaining about the things that you don't really want and focus on the things that you want. What is it that you really want? Decisiveness is a mindset that we hope to all adapt or adopt, because it demonstrates that we've moved beyond the faith or beyond the fear na meron tayo noon. So this is finally the step which we decided to take. The first step, we decided that we will change. Pero hindi pa tayo nagbabago. We just decided na kailangan nating baguhin yung buhay natin. Alright? People who are motivated in making a difference in life are more decisive in their decisions than those who are only seeking money or fame. Ayun. So if we want to make the right decisions, you have to prioritize or answer the question, what is it you really want and for what purpose? So, halimbawa, gusto kong magtayo ng support group for recovering addicts. For what purpose? Kasi I believe in recovery, that recovery is reality. For what purpose? Kasi I experienced that I was at rock bottom and I was able to recover. So I want to share the experience that I have dun sa mga tao na gusto ring magbago kagaya ko. And I would want to be the living proof that recovery can be our reality. Okay? At hindi pa huli ang lahat para sa kahit sino. That if I could recover, anyone could recover just with the right mindset. So yun ang lagi kong tinatanong sa sarili ko. Every time na may gagawin ako, I want to stay here. For what purpose? Or I want to help out. How specifically do you want to help out? What is the specific reason why do you want to help? So yun yung mga lagi kong tinatanong. So I chunk up, I chunk down. Ganon. So nagkakaroon ako ng battle sa sarili ko when it comes to decision making. Okay? So double-minded people naman is you could never really trust double-minded people with your life. Can you? Minsan that's they're hot and you're cold, they're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out, di ba? So whatever that song goes, okay? So parang could you trust them na nandyan pa rin sila palagi for you, or when time comes na hindi nyo na talaga kaya? Is yes, Ate Shelly, tama, recovery can be a reality. So ayun, so you're in and you're out, diba? So I could never trust double-minded people. I want decisive, goal-oriented people. Kasi once that you put your trust to double-minded people, there are about 80% na iiwanan nila kayo sa ere. Okay? So, yun lang ang masasabi ko sa inyo. I've been double-minded like before, but I know what I want now, and I've decided what I want to do in my life. So yun. So dun ko na realize that if you really decided, you will never stop until you get what you really want. Okay? So yun. 7 or 8 again is facts versus feelings. Ito, napakahirap nito. Again, meron tayong tinatawag na like mind, heart, gut exercise sa neuro-linguistic programming. Okay? So, minsan tinatanong ko yung mga clients ko, like, what does your mind say about whatever is happening right now? Sabi ng utak ko, ganito ang dapat kong gawin. Okay? And then we chunk up, we chunk down. So, sabi ng utak mo, magstay ka sa trabaho mo. Pagkatapos, what does your heart say about everything that's happening right now? Most probably magkaiba yan. Meron kasi tayong 3 voices na naririnig sa sarili natin. It's like the voice of our mind, the voice of our heart, and then the voice of our gut. Diba? Yung gut instincts natin. So, ako, kapag may gusto akong gawin, pag gising ko, sinabi ko, gusto ko magtayo ng support group, or gusto ko magtayo ng ganito, gagawin ko siya. Like, it's what my gut tells me, and I do whatever my gut tells me that is right. Pero of course, nagtatalo yung utak at yung puso ko. I always follow my gut. Yung judgment niya, yun ang sinusunod ko. So, facts versus feelings. A life ruled by facts is one which is stable and constant because it's facts, diba? So, you have to weigh it. But hindi lang lahat is fact-based. So you have to you have to consider your feelings towards it. You have to consider your thoughts towards it. You have to consider the feelings of others towards it. Dahil hindi lang kayong tao sa mundo, 'di ba? So whereas yung if the feelings is one which is turbulent, medyo turbulent and really unreliable yung feelings natin kasi it comes and goes, right? So you could be happy right now, you could be really mad at the moment, pero mamaya wala na rin yan. So never base your future or never decide when you have extremely high emotions. Huwag niyong gagawin yan. Alright? Feelings are very rarely based on facts. It's always subjective. And it's always how you interpret or process the world around you. It's how you give meaning to the world dun. So your thoughts your thoughts lead to your feelings, or feelings like 80% of the time leads to your actions. At yung actions na yun is magdidepict kung tama ba yung ginawa mo or hindi. So after mo lang nung action na yun, saka mo lang marirealize that you did the wrong thing. Because you didn't maximize the potential of that space between the stimulus and response, and between the stimulus and response, there's a space, and in that space is your capacity to choose for growth and freedom. Okay? So, you always have to think before you act. Think, feel before you act. Okay? So, if you are completely honest with yourselves, what are those scenarios na inuuna ninyo ang puso ninyo kaysa sa utak ninyo at hindi nyo sila pinagsasama? Okay? So, you just have to reflect a little bit. Nandun ba kayo sa fact-based or feelings-based, or you're in that sweet spot in between those two? Okay? So, yun. So, again, this is the last part of the choices of maturity and character, which is really very difficult for others. Like, it's progress versus safety. Di ba sinabi ko nga sa inyo, if you're outside the box or in a fish bowl, minsan hindi na kayo nag-grow because you don't have any space to grow into. Diba? But kung ita-transfer kayo sa isang mas malaking bowl, there's gonna be more room for you to grow. Okay? But merong mga instances that we wanna stay in our bowl. Why? Because we're warm. We're used to it. Diba? Naalala niyo yung kwento ni Margaret and the Bird? Sino nakakaalala doon? So, diba? Yung bird, lilipad na siya sana. Magiging malaya na siya sana. But then again, nag-isip siya, saan ako pupunta? Paano si Margaret? Anong gagawin ko? 'Di ba? So hanggang sa dumating yung time na nahuli siya ni Margaret, napatakas na siya, tapos kinulong na lang siya habang buhay, and that ended the story. 'Di ba? So progress or growth or safety, 'di ba? Progress or safety. I hope that you always know which ones to choose, because my life, I think, has been really stagnant for a lot of years. A lot of these, wala ako dati. I was irresponsible, I was arrogant, I've got a lot of pride in me. Hindi ako humingi ng tulong dati. I was very quick to anger. Wala akong pakialam if I create disunity or disconnection with other people. I always seek like pleasure na nawawala rin naman kaagad, 'di ba? I always didn't have faith. I was afraid to move on. I was afraid of the future. I was double-minded in every decision that I make. Yung feelings ko palagi kong nauuna, lagi kong sinusunod over the facts, and that clouded my judgment as well. And I want to stay in my safety or my comfort zone, and it really didn't do me good. So parang a few years back pa lang nagsa-start yung buhay ko. My life only started like 2016 when I decided to step up and like be responsible for myself and for other people, and to like clear my shit up and to be responsible for all the things that I did. So recently lang yun. And kung nagsimula pala ako ng maaga, if I only realize these, and if I only matured like together with my age, siguro malayo na yung narating ko ngayon. Alright? So you always wanna breathe and then decide on which choices we actually make. Okay? So I will see you again next week. Hopefully we would figure out how to invite other coaches as well dito, so they could have their own segments then. And yeah, so I'll see you again next week. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment or to send me a message. You can add me at Facebook at PoyDelara2. This is Roman numeral number 2. You could follow my Facebook page at PoyDelara, and my YouTube channel at PoyDelara as well. So basically everything is my name, so you would never forget. Yeah, so just send me a message if ever you need somebody to talk to. Again, for frontliners, I am conducting my services for free for our frontliners right now. If you need somebody to talk to, just don't hesitate to message me. And if you have friends and frontliner friends that needs comfort or needs someone to talk to about everything that's happening right now, it could be really stressful, please don't hesitate to send me a message and tell them that there's somebody that they could talk to. Alright? So again, I'll see you again next week, and kapit lang.